Breakfast is supposed to be the easiest meal of the day, but somewhere along the way it got complicated. You go online looking for simple breakfast ideas, and you end up staring at recipes with 15 ingredients, specialty items you've never heard of, and instructions that take longer to read than the meal takes to eat. Meanwhile, all you wanted was something quick, something that tastes good, and something actually worth eating for your health. That's exactly what this video is about. 10 breakfasts that are simple enough to make any morning of the week. Genuinely good for you and require little to no cooking at all. A few of them use a toaster or a few minutes on the stove, but most of them don't even ask that much. Every single one can be ready in under 10 minutes, and every single one gives your body something it can actually use to start the day, whether that's protein to keep you full, fiber to keep things moving, or healthy fats that are good for your heart. And here's something worth keeping in mind as you listen to this list. You don't have to pick just one and eat it every day for the rest of your life. One of the best things you can do for your health is to rotate what you eat in the morning so your body gets a variety of nutrients throughout the week. Some of these are lighter for mornings when you're not very hungry, and some are more filling for days when you need something that carries you through to lunch. Having a few good options in your back pocket means you'll always have an answer when you open the refrigerator and wonder what to make. The first breakfast on this list is one that was a staple in American kitchens for decades, especially in the 1960s and 70s, and it deserves a lot more attention than it gets today. Cottage cheese with fruit. You scoop some cottage cheese into a bowl and top it with whatever fruit you like, whether that's fresh sliced peaches, a handful of blueberries, or strawberries, or even canned fruit if that's what you have on hand. That's the whole thing. No cooking, no mixing, no recipe to follow. Cottage cheese is one of the most protein-rich foods you can eat for breakfast, and that protein is what keeps you feeling satisfied through the morning instead of reaching for a snack an hour later. The fruit adds natural sweetness along with vitamins and fiber, so the whole bowl works for you from the first bite. It takes about 2 minutes to put together, and if you remember eating this years ago, you already know how good it tastes. There's a reason your generation made it a regular part of the morning routine. The second breakfast uses 3 ingredients and a toaster, and it's one of the most satisfying things you can eat in the morning without turning on a stove. Peanut butter and banana on whole grain toast. Toast a slice of whole grain bread, spread a layer of peanut butter across it, and lay a sliced banana on top. The peanut butter gives you protein and healthy fat that your body burns slowly throughout the morning. The banana adds potassium, which is one of the most important minerals for keeping your blood pressure steady, and the whole grain bread brings fiber that helps with digestion. If you want a little extra sweetness, a drizzle of honey finishes it off nicely, but it's honestly delicious without it. 3 minutes from the time you drop the bread in the toaster to the time you sit down, and it fills you up in a way that a plain piece of toast never could. The third breakfast is one that you've probably seen everywhere in recent years, and there's a good reason it became so popular so quickly. Avocado on whole grain toast. Toast a slice of whole grain bread, cut an avocado in half, scoop out the flesh, and mash it right onto the toast with a fork. Sprinkle a little salt and pepper on top, and if you have a lemon in the kitchen, a small squeeze of juice brightens the whole thing up. Avocado is loaded with the kind of fat that's genuinely good for your heart, the same kind you find in olive oil. It also has more potassium than a banana and a healthy amount of fiber. This is a breakfast that's light enough that it won't weigh you down, but substantial enough that you won't be hungry again in an hour. About 3 minutes of work, and it tastes fresh and satisfying every single time. The fourth breakfast takes something you already know and makes it just a little more complete. A toasted whole grain bagel with cream cheese and sliced tomato. You slice the bagel, toast it, spread cream cheese on both halves, and lay a couple of thick slices of fresh tomato on top. The tomato is what turns this from a simple snack into a real breakfast, because it adds vitamins, a little extra fiber, and a fresh flavor that pairs perfectly with the cream cheese. It's the kind of breakfast people have been eating at kitchen tables and diners across this country for a very long time, and adding the tomato makes it something your body will thank you for. About 3 minutes, and most of that time is just waiting for the toaster. The fifth breakfast requires nothing but a cutting board and a knife. And it's one of the most refreshing ways to start a morning, especially when the weather is warm. A fresh fruit salad with a handful of walnuts. Slice up whatever fruit looks good to you, whether that's bananas, strawberries, blueberries, grapes, melon, or anything else you enjoy. Toss it in a bowl and scatter a small handful of walnuts over the top. The fruit gives your body a wide range of vitamins and natural fiber, and the walnuts are where the real power comes in because they're one of the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids you can find outside of fish. Those omega-3s are the same healthy fats that doctors and nutritionists have been recommending for heart health for years. The walnuts also add protein and a satisfying crunch that makes the whole bowl feel more like a meal than just a snack. About 3 minutes of slicing, no cooking whatsoever, and you can make a larger batch at the start of the week and keep it in the fridge for a couple of days, so it's ready when you are. The sixth breakfast is the fastest one on this entire list. And when you choose the right cereal, it's a genuinely healthy way to start the day. A bowl of whole grain cereal with milk and fresh berries. Pour a serving of something like Cheerios, Raisin Bran, or shredded wheat into a bowl. Add cold milk and drop a handful of fresh blueberries or sliced strawberries on top. The key is choosing a cereal that's made from whole grains and has real fiber in it, because that fiber is what makes this breakfast actually work for your body instead of just filling your stomach for a few minutes. The berries add vitamins and antioxidants, and the milk gives you calcium and a little bit of protein. This has been one of America's most popular breakfasts for the better part of a century. And when you make smart choices about which cereal you pour, it's a breakfast you can feel good about eating every single day, 1 minute from box to table. The seventh breakfast is the first one on this list that asks you to turn on a burner, but it's so quick and so simple that it barely counts as cooking. Scrambled eggs on whole grain toast. Crack 2 or 3 eggs into a bowl, whisk them with a fork, melt a small pat of butter in a pan over medium heat. Pour the eggs in and gently stir them for about 2 minutes until they're soft and fluffy. Slide them onto a piece of toasted whole grain bread, and that's breakfast. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of protein you can eat, meaning they contain all the building blocks your body needs to maintain muscle and stay strong. They're also one of the most affordable foods in any grocery store. 5 minutes from cracking the egg to sitting down, and it's a breakfast that's been fueling people through their mornings for as long as anyone can remember. The eighth breakfast is one of the warmest, most comforting things you can eat on a cool morning, and it happens to be one of the healthiest options on this list. Oatmeal with berries and walnuts. Cook a serving of rolled oats on the stove for about 5 minutes or in the microwave for about 3, then top it with a handful of fresh berries and some chopped walnuts. Oats contain a specific type of fiber that is exceptionally good for your heart and your digestion. And that fiber is why oatmeal has been recommended by doctors for decades. The berries bring sweetness and vitamins, so you don't need to load the bowl with sugar. And the walnuts bring that same omega-3 benefit we talked about earlier, along with some crunch and protein. This is the kind of breakfast that fills you up gently and keeps you going all morning without any crash or heaviness. The ninth breakfast might bring back a memory the moment you hear the name: cream of wheat with banana and cinnamon. If you grew up in an American household any time between the 1940s and the 1980s, there's a good chance someone in your family made this regularly. Cook a serving of cream of wheat on the stove or in the microwave, which takes about 4 or 5 minutes. Then top it with sliced banana and a sprinkle of cinnamon. The banana gives you potassium and natural sweetness, so you don't need to add much sugar at all. And the cinnamon adds a warmth and flavor that makes the whole bowl taste richer than it is. Cream of wheat is smooth, soft, and easy to eat. And it's a comforting way to start the day when you want something warm that doesn't require any real effort. This is one of those breakfasts that tastes exactly the way a good morning is supposed to feel. The 10th and final breakfast is a simple twist on something familiar that turns a piece of toast into a genuinely nutritious meal. A toasted whole grain English muffin with almond butter and sliced strawberries. Toast the English muffin, spread almond butter on both halves, and arrange a few sliced strawberries on top. Almond butter gives you protein and healthy fat. Strawberries are packed with vitamin C, which supports your immune system. And the English muffin holds everything together with its nooks and crannies in a way that regular bread just can't. If you've never tried almond butter before, it has a milder, slightly sweeter flavor than peanut butter, and it pairs beautifully with fresh fruit. 3 minutes, no cooking, and it's the kind of breakfast that feels like a treat, even though everything on it is good for you. Every breakfast on this list was chosen because it does two things at the same time. It's easy enough that you can make it on any morning without thinking twice, and it gives your body real nutrition that supports your energy, your heart, your digestion, and your overall health. You don't need to eat all 10, and you don't need to change everything about your morning overnight. Even picking 2 or 3 of these and working them into your week is a step in the right direction. The best breakfast is the one you'll actually make, and every option you just heard is simple enough that there's no reason not to try it tomorrow morning.